Welcome everybody, François Letarte for my role-playing channel, and I'd like to share with you a technique I'm using for initiative. Something that I've put into place with my teenage groups, which I have lots of limitations with them by time, number of players, and it really saved time in combat, and it makes combat really more interesting just by making that sort of initiative. An initiative system that I've been inspired by my favorite French game author, Le Grumpf, and he was doing it that way, so I added my own twist to it. Okay, I'm running with teenagers a D20 game, OGL D20, and it has the standard D20 type of boring initiative. Yes, I'm saying it, boring. You roll initiative, add up your decks, maybe some other modifiers. It generates a number. You put that number into order, saying, okay, in what order you are, and then it begins a very boring cycle of, okay, it's your turn, okay, it's your turn, and you have to wait your turn in order to do something. Something that I've noticed, because I did run that initiative for maybe a year or year and a half, and is that when it's not your turn, the players are not paying that much attention. They're waiting for their numbers to be called out. And sometimes they just go out from the game, they chat with someone, okay, they kind of leave the game momentarily, and when it's their turn, well, I have to call them back. What are you doing? Sometimes they haven't thought about it, and we're just losing time. This is boring. I know that I'm against many people who've watched me in French because I did that video in French. But I'm firm about that because I've tried it, and then I've changed for this initiative. Maybe you will like it, maybe you will want to try it. How does this work? In general, when we come to the initiative point, I do check out the player characters, the one who might have a more clear view of what is going on the battlefield, and I've made this character roll initiative for its group. And then I do the same for the opposite side. Usually the leader will do the initiative, okay? And the highest rolls wins. When the rolls are tied, I do always put advantage to the player, so the player will win ties. So this is the winning side. And what happened when you're the winning side? Well, it depends on what you're doing. You will still have the ball on your hand, on your side, if you're doing non-offensive actions. Okay, if you're doing stuff that doesn't attack the enemy, the ball is still on your side. You want to move, you want to flip a switch, you want to sneak out behind an enemy, you want to heal someone, whatever you're trying to do, the ball will still be on your side. Okay, so for that point, it's good. But when you attack, you do something offensive. You do your stuff, all your rolls, your damage rolls and everything. And when it's done, the ball is going on the opposite side. So it's now the enemy's turn to do their stuff, and with the same rules. Okay, non-offensive, it's still on their side. Offensive, it goes back to the player's side and back and forth. When you're doing offensive stuff, the balls goes on the other side. When the initiative is rolled, the players or the enemies, well, the players between themselves will discuss who will go first. Okay, there's no initiative order, who wants to do something. And that's where the magic happens. They will talk to each other. Okay, which something I don't see much with fixed initiative in a boring cycle. Okay, they will talk to each other, to say, hey, before you attack, I think I will go there. And okay, you have that kind of discussion, okay? And then it becomes very dynamic, and it speeds up the game. It keeps the players more focused on what is happening. The magic happens. I'm really telling you. I'm doing that since 2 years with many groups, and it really has sped up and improved how initiative is working. So they're making their plans, and when someone is making an attack, they know that the enemy will strike back. It helps create those moments where you have the player character with his knight. I want to fight the leader of the other group. Okay, so he's making his move, his attack against the leader. And the leader doesn't have to wait his boring cycle. Oh, he only rolled the 7 initiative, so you will have to wait. Let's say the standard initiative system, the knight has rolled a 18 and the enemy has rolled 7. So you have to wait between 18 and 7, everyone to do something before the enemy will strike back. No, with my own initiative, the knight has stroke the enemy making his damage rolls, and immediately I can decide, okay, but the leader riposte. Okay, it makes that, it's that dynamic. It works perfectly well. And it makes the game go on. When everyone has acted, we roll the initiative again. So I'm judging who is the player character who has the most clear view of what is going on the battlefield, and this is the one who will roll. It will all depend on its position, so it might change the player characters from turn to turn. Yes, I'm telling you, it's working pretty well. It doesn't screw up strategies. In fact, it makes instant strategies going on by discussion. The players will discuss with themselves. They will have to deal with the chaos it creates, but it's pretty fast because the highest point of that is that the players, since they are more focused, well, you don't lose time in bringing them back to the game, re-explaining the situation. You know, they pretty much know what is going on, and I can tell you when their initiative has been rolled, I say, okay, who wants to do something? You know, many hands are rising, so they have to discuss between themselves who goes first. And yeah, so it's pretty dynamic. They are looking forward for their moves because they know they don't have to wait again a boring cycle. They have to wait with circumstances that will bring them up front to make their thing. A little house rule I've made with that, since this is a D20 system. When natural 20s rolled with initiative, this means that the side with the natural 20 will be able to act offensively twice before the ball goes to the opposite side. And when you roll a 1, well, you will be the victim of 2 offensive. So worst case situation here, let's say the player characters has rolled a natural 1 on their initiative, and the enemies has rolled a natural 20. This means that the enemies will strike 3 times the characters before the ball goes on their side. I can guarantee you, I've been using that for 2 years, and I will stick to that. So, and I like it so much that I'm applying it to mostly every role-playing game I will try. I know, for instance, that All for One is doing the boring cycle, and I might be more interested in doing that the way I'm telling you, because it's more fun. It makes the player character feel involved in in the process of what is going on, how they will do it. It makes them in control in the sense of how they will act out in a combat. So, what do you think of that? I'm pretty sure you are disgusted, but no, it works well. so let me just tell me what you think about this if you want. Put that in the comment. François Letarte for my role-playing channel, and up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.